today's episode of MotoCheez.
Maybe you can hire
the M team.
The following movie is rated
I.
So, I got one of these smart battery isolators, high quality. I'm going to put a second battery there. I got a 300 amp tractor size battery. I know I should go with a deep cycle battery, but I've never seen one that size. Or maybe they do make one, but I'm going with the 300 amp. This here, it's waterproof, which is nice. So you can use it on a boat if you have it. So I'm going to hook that up. I'm going to run this plug to that battery. I'm going to run it's 140 amps, so I'm going to run a probably 6 gauge wire up. And of course the solar is going to be connected to that too. Got a 100 watt flexible solar panel. This battery fits right underneath perfect where I put that notch. So I think it's going to work out pretty good. And then I'll hook everything back up and then I don't have to worry about a dead battery. So I got my 40 amp circuit breaker ready to go once I connect it, and my ground. Now I got to hook up my battery. 40 amps should be plenty. So the main battery goes here next to the ground. All the grounds go together, of course. And then the auxiliary battery goes to that one. Like that. So it's all connected. I know it looks like a rat's nest. And if your main battery ever happens to die, you could jump across these two so that auxiliary battery will charge your main battery. You can get a solenoid if you want to hook it up with a switch, but I'm not going to do that. So that's pretty much what it's going to look like. I just got to neaten up the wires a little bit. I left that light so we could see how it works, because I don't know exactly if it's going to work correctly or not. So I plugged in the refrigerator. We'll let it run. See how long it runs. Then we'll start the van and see if it charges that battery back up. See, so how this works is the relay connects and disconnects the auxiliary battery. When the engine running VSR will engage the starting battery when it reaches 13.3 volts, and then both the batteries will be connected together. And then once both batteries get down to 12.8, it'll disconnect the main battery so it doesn't drain it. It's been running about 10 minutes. Pulled it down to 61. That battery's still holding up. Don't forget it's not connected to the other battery yet. I don't believe until I start it one time. We'll see. So that's the finished product. We'll see how it works. Can't believe I fit everything back in there. I'm amazed. Yeah, so hopefully it works good, because nothing's worse than a dead battery. Am I right? This is almost to temperature. It's going to shut off at 40. Been about 15 minutes. Well, I think maybe I set it to 39. Yeah, 39. And there it is. And of course the voltage pops back up. Reason that is because you have line loss. The cord on this, I think it was like 15 feet long, which is quite a bit. I didn't put that in the video, did I? Then you guys are asking, is there any gap? I do have a gap there. It's like, yeah, it's probably 2 fingers thick. It doesn't even get warm. It's amazing this thing doesn't give off any heat at all. And I had it running that full day. Yeah, see the temperature kept going down. It went down to 37. Now it's back up to 38. Been about 5 minutes. Voltage is 12.5. So now if I start it up, as soon as it gets up to voltage and it reads that it's charging, it should charge both batteries. I heard something click back there. Okay, so that light's on, which means that 2 batteries are linked together. It's 13.8 volts. So the 2 batteries are linked together right now. Alright, so now they should stay linked together until it drops down below 12.8 volts. It'll disconnect the 2 batteries. Just saw the compressor kick back on. Put it on economy mode too. It does seem to use less power while it's cooling it down. We can see what losses we have in our line. You know, that long cord on this into there, going to the battery, by looking at the voltage gauge in the front. So we got 13.1 volts here, and about 13.9 to 14 volts up here. That's not too bad. 0.8 volts, 0.9 volts. So I'm going to shut this off. And since the battery was charging, it's going to be overcharged a little bit. Even though it's a 12 volt battery, sometimes you'll have like 13 volts or more. Oh, there it goes. So apparently it dropped down to 12.8 volts and then disconnected the two batteries. So that saves my main battery. So I'll never get stranded, boys. Well, not from a dead battery, hopefully, anyway. Built myself a little bungee net so I could put whatever, blankets, pillow, fishing poles, whatever up in there. I was looking at that area up there, and there's so much room to store something, I figured that'd work. So that might work out pretty good. Let's see if there's suction on this. I wonder if that's suction or pressure. Might need to do a vented gas cap. You wouldn't think so, but yeah, because I got 1/8 of a tank, so, and I've been down that low before, but who the heck knows. Gas is ridiculous here. Yeah, see? Didn't even take 7, 6.8. Well, let's hope it's good. Might be the gas cap. Gas contracts when it's cold and expands when it's hot. Maybe because it was hot in the driveway, and as we're driving it cooled off. 311 kilometers. There's got to be a vent on the tank. Maybe the vent's plugged or something. I gotta find where the fuel filter is too.
A few moments later.
That's the little charcoal canister right there. So I disconnected both hoses because I can't figure out which one goes back to the tank, and I put my gas cap back on. No pressure yet, but I really didn't go anywhere. So we'll see. The carbon canister seemed to be working correctly. I don't get it. Let's see how low before I change it. I'm going to change it to synthetic. No, it's not. Well, that's brand new. No need to change that. Boy, that seems so thin. Should be like 85, 140 in there. Just, well, I guess that is thick. That's good. I wanted to check that anyway. Definitely someone changed that. It's brand new. That's preload on that bearing, so tight. That could be where the noise is coming from. Let's see if I can loosen it up. I definitely need the rear U-joint. It's a little stiff on one of them. Let's see if it starts good. That's not too bad.
Better.
Way better. Sometimes it's like 30 seconds long. Because I put a little pressure on my foot and I don't want to give it a lot of gas, so then I give it a little more and then it starts. So the rear end was, that flange felt tight. And I know there's supposed to be a little bit of preload, but I've never felt one so tight.
That's what he said.
Some have a crush collar that you got to tighten it down until you get a certain amount of preload. Some of them have shims that you got to keep shimming them out until you get the right tension, you know, because you got to have a little bit of preload, but not like something that takes quite a bit. And then I could see whether there's air in the tank when I get back with those hoses disconnected. Under a load, I would almost feel like, yeah, I need new wipers. That's still there, hear it? And when you give it a little gas, it goes away. Gotta be that U-joint. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Didn't do it until I put the lift in. that U-joint has like a little bit of resistance. You feel it?
Yeah.
So it has to be just binding up a little bit, and it's making that vibration.
Since it's on more of an angle now?
Yeah, it's more of an angle with the lift, right. So as soon as you get up and you let off a little bit, it goes away. If I let off, we're just like... Yeah, I'm convinced it's U-joints. Now I get to see if I have my gas tank is pressurized or not. I don't use my turbo timer anymore. But I don't keep the RPMs coming up either. So I feel like my driveway having low RPMs is the turbo spool down. Alright, here's the moment of truth here. It still had like a little bit. How is that possible? I don't know.
Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Hit that bell if you want new notifications on new videos. Links for products used are in the description and on MotoCheez.com. Thanks for watching.